If you do it right, the game's over. We win. That's it. Okay. Good evening from Crawfordsville High School and John Frodes Field. Tonight, your Athenians host the Western Boone Stars. Athenians coming off of a 5-4 loss to the Stars last week, and we look for a comeback night tonight. This is Dan Welber along with Rob Lee. First time, Rob, and maybe a long time, I don't know, but we glad to have you in here tonight and call a win for the Athenians.
Well, thank you, Dan. Yeah, it's been 9 years since I've been around, so it's great to be back. And this is an Athenian team. I mean, even when I was living elsewhere before I moved back here, you read about it, and they always got the target on their back, no matter who they're playing, no matter who's ranked ahead of them. They're one of the best programs ever, and so
Absolutely.
And Western Boone had their number last night.
They sure did. Western Boone picked up their first Sagamore Conference win, actually, against the Athenians, so that was a little bitter, but hopefully Athenians come back tonight. Well, Athenians come in tonight 13-6 overall and 5-3 in the Sagamore Conference, and down by 2 games against 2 other teams, that being the North Montgomery Charges as well as Tri-West Bruins. And I've lost track, honestly, of the Frankfurt Hot Dogs, but they're pretty much right in there with the Hot Dogs getting a big win actually last night in conference play. So.
Yep, and they beat North Montgomery last week, and Frankfurt, I think, comes in. There's like a 3-way tie at 5-3 there in the Sagamore Conference, and so it's a tough conference this year, no doubt about it.
It sure is.
Tri-West and North Montgomery at the top with 7-1.
Well, we have our veteran pitcher on tonight, Cale Corsi, and hopefully he's on top of it tonight. Little brother Jude last night really pitched a great ball game, but the Athenians coming up with some untimely errors, and all 5 of the Star runs were unearned last night. So, Jude's numbers looked very good last night, and he did pitch well, but sometimes, the ball bounces the wrong way. And speaking of that, I might mention while I'm on Jude, Jude has had a terrible time with the luck of hitting the ball this year. His batting average and other numbers offensively are not maybe as good as you would think, but he has hit more line drives at people, and even when he hits somebody and it bounces off, it bounces to somebody who can pick it up and throw him out. And the young man has really swung a good bat. So somewhat deceiving are the numbers at times.
Well, yeah, you hit the nail on the head with hitting the line drive and hitting the ball on the ground, which is what you want to do. So he's not hitting the fly balls. He's not striking out that much. So it's one of those things where a foot or 2 drops in, and hopefully that gets him on a roll.
Well, I think we're getting close to game time here. The Western Boone Stars chose not to do an infield this evening, so I didn't even look at what time it is, but I will tell you the last check, we had 58 degrees here, and sun shining pretty good with just a few wispy clouds in the sky. The wind at last check was out of the northwest at 9 miles an hour, so not nearly the wind we've had actually in most of the ball games, and certainly I know at Western Boone last night there was a lot of wind, and I'm not sure how much effect it had. I did not actually go to the ball game, although I kept track of it on Game Changer. So we're close here to the national anthem and the player introduction. Rob, we kind of, I guess maybe we call it the lazy way, but we let our great PA announcers here do the starting lineups for us. So when
awesome.
I think David's here tonight, so when David Raynard comes on, we'll just turn it over to him for the starting lineups. Well, we look forward to the next 2 weeks because Sagamore Conference play could get it's already very interesting, actually, but when you look up the matchups coming up in the next couple of weeks, really anything can happen. I mentioned the Athenians down by 2 games, but that doesn't really put them out of the running at this point.
You're right, and they have North Montgomery coming up for 2 games, and I know their series with Tri-West is already over, but they do have some key matchups coming up and some winnable games down there that could help them as far as the standings go.
Oh, no question. Well, that's one thing I'm sure they lament the game last night, because they would have looked at that as a game they probably ought to have in the left-hand column, and they could have drawn within 1 game of the top contenders at this point, and obviously did not happen. But yeah, you mentioned the Chargers coming up with a couple of games, and then also the Hot Dogs. Well, here's David Raynard, and we'll turn it over to David for the starting lineups.
Tonight's Sagamore Athletic Conference varsity baseball game between the visiting Western Boone Stars and your Crawfordsville Athenians. First, let's meet the starters for our guests from Fort Town, Indiana. Leading off the shortstop, number 3, Gavin Hawkins. Batting second, the center fielder, number 7, Jackson Grimes. Batting third, the third baseman, number 6, Luke Jackson. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 17, Cole Wiley. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 14, Owen Kiplinger. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 48, Jacob Smith. Smith will be hitting for starting pitcher, number 21, Brennan Capriva. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 11, Bryce Capriva. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 37, Marco Velasquez. And batting ninth, the right fielder, number 12, Luke Wyrie. The Stars are coached by Mr. Michael Nance. And now, let's meet the starters for your Crawfordsville Athenians. Leading off, the left fielder, number 34, Bryce Dowell. Batting second, the third baseman, number 2, Wyatt Moats. Batting third, the catcher, number 8, A.J. Hall. Batting cleanup, the pitcher, number 11, Cale Corsi. Batting fifth, the shortstop, number 6, Jude Corsi. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 20, Caden Patton. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 4, Caden Underwood. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 21, Cale Weimer. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 5, Dylan Farley. The assistant coaches for your Athenians are Mr. Rhett Welliver, Tony Bean, and Cole Weimer. The head skipper for your Athenians is Mr. Brett Moats. Please direct your attention to the American flag located in right field. At this time, the Crawfordsville Community School Corporation and the IHSAA invite you to proudly stand and remove your hats as we honor the United States of America. Let's play Athenian baseball.
Jump in anywhere. You're not going to jump on me.
Very good.
Crawfordsville High School is a character count school promoting good sportsmanship by students, athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask that all fans act responsibly and courteously to those around you.
Well, Athenian fans, once again, in the shadows over here in the left field side are dressed rather warmly, as they need to be, but it's actually a pretty comfortable evening and a really beautiful day for baseball here. So Cale Weimer, I'm going to mention him because he was sick for the last 2 days, and that's one of the reasons, obviously, he was out of the lineup at Western Boone yesterday. But Cale Coursey on to do the job here tonight. Young man, great credentials. His strikeouts are, just outstanding. For a long while, he was actually striking out on average 2 an inning. That's dropped off a little bit, but
Wow.
Still, let's put it this way, reducing the number of plays that the infielders and outfielders need to make because of the strikeout count. So hope that he can continue that tonight, and hope that the Athenian offense can come alive a little bit, because last night only 3 base hits, and that usually won't get it done.
Yep, and they will count on the arm of Cale Coursey tonight. 4-1 record, 1.16 ERA, and so he's been getting it done on the mound. So hopefully he gets the offensive backing tonight.
Well, he's he himself has been maybe in the last 2 years, I would say, the biggest bat that we've had, and his average has actually dropped off a little bit, but most of his numbers are real good offensively, as well as obviously the pitching numbers. So about ready to go here, and the Stars come to bat. Shortstop, this is Gavin Hankins. The Stars, I believe, Rob, had 6 base hits in their win last night.
They did.
Leading off for the Stars, the shortstop,
Hawkins, pretty good leadoff hitter with a 260 average. 13 out of 50 on the season. So that's what that's what you want to do, is get your leadoff man on base.
Okay, Coursey to the plate. First pitch is down low, ball 1.
6:03.
Just in case you didn't hear it, you probably don't care about this minutia, but 6:03 was the starting pitch, and the next one is fouled off back to the screen. Count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike.
At 10 miles per hour.
I care about it because after a while people go, man, this game's taking forever. Well, it started at 6:03. It's all right.
Here's a 1-1. Here's a line drive into left field, right in that 5.5 hole over there, and very well placed by Hankins, and so base runner right off the get-go for the Stars.
Yeah, Gavin Hawkins, man, he's got a good bat. We told you he's only batting 260, but they've elevated him to that leadoff spot, and he's only a sophomore.
Okay. Well, this is Jackson Grimes, the left fielder. Here's the ball, goes all the way to the screen. Ball was inside. I didn't get a real good look at that. I don't know what the official scoring will be on that, but the ball at least did not hit the dirt. I know that, but quite a bit inside.
Yep, Grimes was deep in the box, and so I think that'll be a wild pitch.
I would think.
Yeah, Hall really didn't have a shot at snagging that one.
1 ball, no strikes. Here's the next pitch, and it's down cleanly. Hall has it. He will not have a play. Great bunt there by Grimes, and right away a threat here by the Stars. That'll go as a bunt base hit.
That was a great bunt. And we were talking about this at North Montgomery the other night. North Montgomery's been having a hard time bunting, and that was perfectly done right off the end of the bat. And all he did, lay it down. You don't have to do anything spectacular with it. Just get the ball down in the grass.
Third baseman Luke Jackson steps in. Throw to first base, runner back in time. Well, you got to think they won't wait too long maybe to be running in with this first and third situation, but again, nobody down. They might delay a little bit. Here's the pitch, and he's off and running. Might actually talk about delay. It was like a delayed steal, actually. Pitch is in there for a strike. So, of course, he ahead on the count. Breaking ball into right field. That ball is going to get over the head of Patton. It'll go all the way to the fence out there. That's going to be 2 runs for the Stars, and it'll be a stand-up triple. Well, I take that back. He slides, but a very easy triple for Luke Jackson. So the Stars, right off the get-go with a whole lot of offense, and 3 hits already against Corsi. So Cale not fooling anybody so far.
Well, they're getting the bat on the ball, whether it's a bunt down the third base line or taking it to left field. Now we see going to right field.
Here's the first pitch in there, a strike to Cole Wiley. Wiley is the catcher. Runner on third, nobody down. Here's a swing and a miss on a high fastball. It's kind of a blue bayou look on that one, but 0-2 now.
Wiley has struck out a lot this season, just hitting 225.
Fastball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Corsi delivers, and that ball's on the outside corner for strike 3. So 1 down. That'll bring up the first baseman, Kiplinger.
The first baseman, Owen Kiplinger.
Owen Kiplinger wears number 14. That's a hitter's number.
Yeah, it is. That's strikeout number 65 on the season for Cale Corsi.
First pitch is strike. Cale, as always, working quickly. Here's a squeeze, and they've got him off, but now we've got a little bit of a contact play at the plate, and
Yeah, Hall was looking for interference
yeah, it sure was.
from the batter, still talking to the umpire about it.
Well, I don't think the batter actually got clear out of the batter's box. He may have had 1 foot out, but no interference call there, so the count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike.
Sign of a good team, Dan, is they saw that coming, and Corsi was able to adjust his pitch.
Same thing. And they
Now they ought to
down the
get
line now. You got to get rid of it right there. We've got Corsi covering, and it'll be a tag for out number 2. So the Stars tried the same thing really twice in a row there and could not execute, but give Corsi, both those pitches were way up. If they bunt him, they probably get a pop-up out of him anyway.
He had a vocal signal from somewhere, and he was able to adjust his delivery, and they cut down the runner, Jackson. And just like that.
Strike 3 as
how about
Kiplinger
that?
goes down. So in the inning, for the Stars, they come up with 2 runs on 3 hits and nobody left on base. So Athenians come to bat, trailing 2-0. Well, Corsi kind of right in the ship there, but rough start.
Was a rough start. 3 straight hits, and that's what you want your top 3 guys to do, get on base.
Absolutely.
And they took advantage of it. And then a couple strikeouts and that pickoff that got the Athenians out of the inning.
Brendan Kopriva is the pitcher for the Stars here. And Kopriva is only a freshman, Rob. So.
Yes, he is. He's got an ERA at 3.41. He's pitched 24 2/3 innings, and he has a record of 2-2 on this season in 6 appearances.
It's a pretty good job for a freshman.
He does. He's given up 32 hits in those 24 innings, and 15 runs, 12 of those earned. He has struck out 35 and only walked 7.
Very good numbers there. I tell you, high school ball, if you can avoid putting men on base, you've really got one foot through the door there because, you're going to get hit some too, but as I'll watch ball over the years at the high school level, and matter of fact, and I have to say this every once in a while, son-in-law John Froge was really great of understanding when the opposing team was willing to kind of give him something for nothing. He used a lot of take signals. He also used a lot of other small ball stuff, but, I've seen a lot of teams just swing themselves out of ball games, and Guys are not even throwing strikes.
Yeah.
So,
There's no doubt about that. And this Athenian team is not a home run hitting club, and
No.
so you got to just get the hits.
Dow takes the first pitch for a strike. Bryce playing left field today. Bryce kind of been all over the field this year and has made his first appearance pitching last night. Here's a breaking ball, stays high, count evens 1-1. Actually, Bryce came in and got the third out in the bottom of the sixth last night and threw 3 pitches to strike out to the batter. But
Just a couple ticks under that 300 mark.
yeah, he's got a great on-base percentage. He's been hit a number of times and got a lot of walks. So, matter of fact, I know he leads the team. 8 was the last count I saw him being hit, but he's certainly been a great on-base guy. Here's a ball popped foul and out of play. The count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, he's walked 11 times and been hit by a pitch 9 times.
9 now, okay. Well, my number says that's 20 free ones.
And you take all those you can get.
Freshman delivers. Here's a ground ball through the middle for a base hit. So Dow doing the job as he's done all year, getting on base a ton. So that'll bring up Wyatt Moats. Wyatt leading the team in batting average.
The third baseman, Wyatt Boone.
507. That is amazing for an average. 34 out of 67.
Only a sophomore.
That,
Here's a ball grounded right side. Second baseman has the play on to first base. Play is close because Moats can get down the line, but he's out number 1, moving Dowell on to second base.
Dowell with a good veteran move. He kind of stuttered step as the ball was coming toward him, and then and made sure that he got in front of the second baseman.
Sure did. A.J. Hall to the plate. Hitting that number 3 slot, and he's pretty much done the job. Here's a ball popped. This will be a shortstop play. He's over and under and has it for out number 2 for the Stars. And A.J. biting early there and just got under that one.
He's usually a good first pitch hitter and hitting 333 on the season.
Yes.
Couldn't quite get that one.
All right, Cale Corsi up, and as we like to say, pitcher chance to help himself right here.
Second leading hitter on the team, 481 average.
Yeah. Well, he was actually, he was up like 330, 340 for a good while. Falling off a little bit lately. Here's a strike on the outside corner. No balls, a strike. Just underway here at Froge Field. The Athenians trailing here in the first inning, 2-0. But I got a runner in scoring position in the form of Dowell. Here's a pitch down to there. Now Dow goes to third, and he'll be in there safely. Got it with 2 outs. You absolutely got to be safe when you make that decision. But that was good base running. He got the early jump and read it properly. And so, man, in scoring position at third now.
It's a lot better being 90 feet from home than
There's
180.
a ball hit to left center field. It's deep. Center fielder over. Center fielder's there, and he brings it in for out number 3. So Athenians come up empty here. A little bit of a threat, but Cale Corsi flies out to deep left center field for out number 3.
No errors and 1 left.
So for the Athenians, they have nothing to cross here in the first. At the end of 1, they trail it by a score of 2-0.
Now we're going to be able to see what the middle of the lineups can do, and I know that's been a concern for Western Boone. But something that that coach Michael Nance, the head coach of the Stars, has been working on, trying to create something with the middle of the lineup to get on base.
Well, as much as you work on hitting in the cage and what have you, most of the time it's got to really be found under playing conditions. I found it. You can certainly correct some mechanics that might not be right, and all that. But game conditions is the best learning way, and I think that you mentioned that. I think really the Athenians kind of have a little bit of the same thing. As obviously the bottom half of their order is not nearly as potent as the top half. Well, the Stars come to bat here, leading 2-0 in the top of the second inning. So
Leading off for the Stars, the designated
Cale Corsi
Jacob
needs to
Smith.
batten down the hatches here and see if he can make a quick inning of it here. But one of the things Cale has a little trouble with at times is pitch count. And so that's one we want to watch a little bit tonight. All right, Jacob Smith, the batter. He's the DH.
They didn't throw a whole lot of pitches in that first inning. They were first ball hitting quite a bit.
First pitch taken for a strike. Either that or a check swing strike. I wasn't sure. He did signal that it was a swing. No balls and a strike.
He called a strikeout on it.
Next pitch is way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Softball action going again tonight over on the girls' side. There's the pitch. Ball is a little bit inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's another almost wanting to swing, but no, he did not. So 3 balls and a strike. Cale behind here on the count.
Miss Smith, also a freshman.
Down, ball 4, so not what you want. Leadoff walks are just not the formula for success. And obviously, young man on the mound knows that.
Well, Smith, the designated hitter, first of all, you want the designated hitter, you want him to put the bat on the ball. And, as a pitcher. And also, he's a freshman. So you hate giving freshmen free passes like that.
Yeah. Throw the first runner back in time. The batter is Bryce Kopriva, playing second base this evening.
Of course, his brother Brennan, the starting pitcher tonight.
Ball fouled back to the screen. Well, this time, Cale ahead on the count, 0-1. Next pitch taken for strike 2. Ball appeared to be in the upper part of the zone on the outside part of the plate. Good enough to be called a strike. So Cale ahead, 0-2 now. Should be pitcher's pitch right here. That one's a bit high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, he took a little bit off of that one. Ended up drifting high. Trying to get Kopriva to throw a bat at it.
That one hit him, and that's going to be let's see what they call. He had a check swing. It looked like, and they're going to call a foul ball, I believe. Yep. What was it? It was one of those almost self-protection.
Definitely.
Ball was definitely at Kopriva, and anyway, he got a little bit of a bat on it.
No disagreement from Coach Nance, so we're back at it.
The 1-2 on the way. Swung on and missed. So 1 down here in the top half of inning number 2.
Third strikeout for Corsi so far, and he's done a really good job with 2 strikes going after the outer part of the plate.
That'll bring up Velasquez. Marco Velasquez is playing left field. Here's a ground ball left side. Moats has it. He's on to first base for out number 2. I tell you, Wyatt Moats has been fantastic at third base this year.
Well, and he played that high hop also, which was great to see, and he got himself in position to be ready to throw.
Luke Wary, the batter, he's playing right field. Ball fouled back and over the screen. That ball's flat on one side now.
Wyrie hasn't played a whole lot this year.
Here's ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Athenians kind of stayed in the softball game here, I noticed. Rob down by a score of 7-4. Here's a pitch for a strike. Fastball around the knees. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now.
Now we'll see if they do the same thing as they've done on the other 3 strikeouts. And he's setting them up right down central.
Ball taken to right field. Patton camping under that one out there. Has it and brings it in for out number 3.
No hits, no errors, and 1 left.
So the base on balls gives the Stars a base runner, but that's all they got. So after 1.5, score remains 2-0. Western Boone Stars in the lead.
Now, well, we saw the middle of the Western Boone lineup and the bottom part. They've been through the lineup now the first 2 innings. So we got Jude Corsi and Patton and Underwood coming up for the Athenians.
Yeah, 5, 6, and 7, and Jude Corsi. I think I mentioned to you earlier how tough of luck he's hit in this season. I'm looking for the young man maybe to get a few bloopers there. He's due.
He is. We were talking about that before we went on the air. That the way he's been hitting the ball is okay. Just been hitting at people.
Yeah.
And so hitting the line drives, hitting the ground balls.
Well, I think he's probably had one of the guys that's had the fewer numbers of strikeouts on the team, but he's had a lot of atom balls, and he's actually hit some long fly balls. I mean, they're more line drives actually than fly balls, but deep to the outfield, and they've been caught for the most part. So hopefully we can get him on a hot streak here and get him around the bases. But this young man played great ball last year as a freshman, and he's just continued that as his sophomore year.
Well, 54 at bats, 57 plate appearances. He's only struck out 8 times.
Here's the first pitch taken, ball 1, a little inside, I think.
204 average. He has 11 hits.
The average does not reflect how well he swung the
Right.
bat. Here's the next pitch. This was taken for a strike. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Sometimes it comes down to the aggressiveness also. He took the first pitch for a ball and took the second pitch for a strike. Let's see if he goes after one here.
Breaking ball grounded in the hole. Shortstop has it deep.
They're never
There's the
going to get
throw.
him.
He's there.
That's a base hit.
Base hit all the way, albeit an infield hit, but sometimes it's where you hit them, and that ball was a play that most shortstops in high school are not going to make.
Nope. That was hit in the hole, and you gotta get to the ball and have a great arm. So that's one for Jude.
All right, Caden Patton to the plate now. Caden in right field today. Throw to first, runner back in time.
Patton hitting 256 on the season, 11 hits and 43 at bats.
He's had some timely hits. I think really been a pleasant surprise as far as his offense. He takes that one for a strike. Jude probably not a candidate to steal in this situation. He's got his decent lead. Here's a pitch fouled back, so Caden down on the count 0-2.
Boy, they're giving him some room in right center, and that's exactly where he was trying to put that one.
Well, Caden has improved the mechanics of his swing as the season's gone along. There's a breaker just inside. He had maybe a little lean on that. I don't know what he thought about trying to get a free one there or not, but he takes that for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody down. Jude Corsi hanging out over at first base. Here's a pitch grounded to the pitcher. He's got time to make the play, and he does. Now we almost got a little bit far off over there on second, but I'm always happy to see guys staying with the play. A lot of guys just run down to second base and say, that's it. Well, he was like, ball could just, if the ball rolls away 8 feet, you could go to third base. There doesn't have to go that far.
That's absolutely true, and that's what you just call a swinging bunt. So,
Absolutely.
so Patton got him moved over.
Caden Underwood at the plate. Caden takes the first pitch for a strike.
268 hitter on the season with 10 RBIs. Being a nice spot for number 11 here.
Yeah. Caden back at first base. He's played quite a bit of outfield this year, but as of late, playing more first base. Here's the 0-1. Here's a line drive. It gets through, and that'll go on through enough that we can score run number 1 as they make a mistake there and throw the ball to the plate that gives us second base. Had that ball been cut off, Rob, I believe we're dead duck at second.
I think so, too. Well, I think, Underwood had kind of stopped between first and second.
Yeah. Yeah, he might have read it okay. But anyway, we'll
take it.
We're going to take that run because that was a play that could have eventuated into a double play. It got to the shortstop in a hurry, but off his glove.
Yeah, I was surprised that they didn't cut it.
Cale Weimer to the plate. Here's a ball that hits him, and down to first he goes.
Well, you could tell that was going to happen as soon as the pitcher let it go.
Well, Cale in the lineup after being out. He's been ill the last 2 days, and so good to have him back in the lineup. Cale, for the most of the season, was hitting out of the 5 slot, but bat has slowed some, so he's moved down to number 8. But now we have Dylan Farley at the plate. Dylan is another guy that's got good speed, and he's hit a lot of balls, but he again has had a tendency to hit ground balls at people in the infield, and so again, I know his average is not what he'd like it to be, but it's not because he's just been up there whiffing, and he's had some good bunts this year also. It's not impossible that he would bunt one here, actually, even though we've got an out. Here's the pitch.
With top of the order coming up.
Oh, a little bit of a bob, but there's a low throw, and he's he's just out. Oh,
that was close.
That was really close.
Farley was moving down the line.
So out number 2, but the runners advance now to second and third.
Well, you called that one down, and that brings up the top of the order with Dowell.
Well, as the season's moved along, Coach Moats has gone to a little bit more, I guess we should say, small ball. Here's a swing and a miss. Dowell kind of chasing one that might have been down in the zone just a little bit there.
You skipped away from Miller, the catcher, but no advancement. But both pitchers have been nibbling at that outside part of the plate.
Underwood down at third. Here's the ball in the dirt again. That one again squirts just a little bit away, but not too far away. Cale Weimer hanging out at second base. Weimer represents the lead run for the Athenians. Bryce Dow in there with a count of 1-1.
Moats has 4 doubles and a triple.
Oh, he's hit some shots, and unfortunately, he's hit a lot of deep shots that have been caught. Well, there's a strike, so
you went outside twice and then came back on the inside corner.
Dow behind on the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, pop foul back to the screen. Bryce Dow, one of the more aggressive hitters in our area, and sometimes goes out of the zone, but he's got good eye-hand coordination, can handle some balls out of the zone too. He gets hit by that one, and he's going to.
Nope, he's saying he didn't move.
He's going to say he put an elbow. So that'll go as a ball, but
still stings.
Now, Western Boone's going to come out and question whether it was a strike or not. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Want it to be called a strike.
But he lined up on, inside part of the plate. I would say it should be 2-2.
Yeah, I've got it now on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Down with a big at bat here.
Setting up on the outside again.
Here's a pitch. This ball's taken to the right side out of play. That's a good Bryce Dow play there. You'll see him. Robbie's done that many times this year, just protecting the plate. Ball probably off the plate, but he's staying alive up there. Sometimes you just can't leave it up to the umpire.
No. Well, second baseman's playing way over by the bag.
A lot of room, exactly.
A lot of room on that right side.
Here's a pitch. Swung on and missed,
Wow.
and he goes down swinging. So Athenians leave 2, but they do bring in a run, and at the end of 2 full, the Athenians trail it by a score of 2-1. Line score after 2 has the Stars with 2 runs on 3 hits and no errors. Your Athenians with 1 run, 3 hits and no errors. So Rob, I didn't do very good there, putting us in the lead after 2, but we got a lot of time left.
Well, you did your part, and the bottom part of the order did their part. They got on base.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Farley with the sacrifice bunt put us in good position and couldn't get that 2-out hit.
Well, we've got a score over here that the Athenians in softball are trailing by a score of 10-4. Western Boone, pretty good softball team.
Yeah, the Western Boone softball, they can score some runs. No, I'm not going to put them in the same category like a Tri-West. Tri-West has been ranked as high as number 2, and I think they're number 4 right now in the state.
You got a pitcher of that caliber.
Wow, isn't she something?
I'm not saying they don't have other players, but as we know, it starts right there in the middle, and softball no different than baseball.
Yep.
You've got to have somebody out there that's, frankly, going to get you a good percent of the outs from the mound.
She's heading to Oklahoma after her senior year.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Well, get us some runs, Rob.
All right, well, we'll try and get 3 outs here as we're back top of the order. Hawkins up for Western Boone. Crawfordsville with Dowell in left, Farley in center, Patton in right. Give you the infield here in a minute. And Cale Coursey, the All-Stater, misses on the outside part of the plate, ball 1. Coursey up around 30 pitches. And they're saying that hit him. It got it way inside. And brushed the uniform.
The center fielder, Jackson Grimes.
So Hawkins on for the second time. Jackson Grimes up.
Well, the Stars have had the leadoff hitter on each inning now, so.
Yes, they have. Grimes had that bunt single. Trying to move the runner over in inning number 1. 2-1 Stars. Good breaking ball from Coursey for that strike. Hawkins not much of a threat to run. Good leadoff hitter. Jackson waits on deck for the Stars. Crawfordsville infield of Moats, Jude Coursey, Waymer, and Underwood.
Runner was definitely going that time, Rob. He didn't have a big lead, but he had already turned. But since he wasn't too far off the bag, he was able to get back.
Cale Coursey with a very high baseball IQ. He's gonna pick that up. He is going. Squares the bunt. In comes Moats. He's going to have to go to first. For the out, moves the runner Hawkins down to second. That's second time that they've done that. Got Hawkins on base, and then Grimes bunted. First time he bunted for a hit.
Bunt is a great weapon, and I like to say, though, it's a lot of a mental thing with a lot of kids. A lot of kids struggle with a bunt just a number of ways, frankly, not just mechanics. It's very mental.
Jackson up. He had that 2-run triple back in the first inning. Jackson, a junior. Started last year as a sophomore for the Stars as well. Oh, now he did swung in self-defense that time. He went around. It's 1-2. Athenian outfield pretty much straight away. Swing and a miss. That's a.
It stands up there.
So Hawkins still stands at second, 2 away now. One got by Hall that
Yeah,
time.
that was a pass ball for sure.
Yep. So that'll put Hawkins 90 feet away from the Stars' third run.
Walking in home.
Next one, check swing. And yeah, they bring him up. So that high fastball right up around the eyes.
Looks big.
Yes. 2-1 is inside. So now, of course, he has to come back from a 3-1 count. 2-1 Stars here in the top of the third.
Yep.
Hall sets up outside. That's where the ball comes. Wiley doesn't chase it, and he ends up walking. So it'll be first and third, 2 outs. And Hall's going to have a moment with his pitcher, Corsi.
I believe we're going to have a runner here too also. Number 2.
We are Blake Miller, senior.
So would they dare run this first and third situation with 2 outs?
Blake Miller.
Well, that's why Miller's acting as a courtesy runner. He is going. They let him go, and pitches a strike.
And
Well,
that's the right play. We're not going to throw in that situation.
Well, he got Kiplinger on 4 pitches last time up, too. So,
Yeah, well, we just really, that's a play we're not really willing to take our chance on, and we played that way all year. Oh, nice pitch.
yeah, that was a great breaking ball, and Kiplinger actually backed away from it. So, Corsi ahead on the count 1-2. Trying to get out of this with no damage. Runners at second and third, 2 outs, pitch. Swing and a miss. And the inning is over. So they leave 2, and we've played 2.5, still 2-1, Western Boone.
3 down.
So didn't get a hit in that inning, but got 2 runners
Yep.
in scoring position.
Well, leave them there. That's the key for the Athenians. If we got to get them, we really need to try to actually keep them off a little better.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they've not knocked the ball all over their place, but they do have 3 hits in 3 innings. But we've given them 3 free bases, I believe, or 4. 4, I believe, Rob. We've 3 total. I think 1 hit
Yep,
batter,
2 walks and hit batter. That's right. Well, none of them came around to score. All the scoring was done in the first inning, all on hits, 3 straight hits. Got the 2 runs in.
Yep. Yeah, key base hit. I mean, that's the thing that, and the Athenians last night really had some situations. They were not able to come up with that key hit. And, of course, last inning, the Athenians had a chance to put another run on the board there if we get the key hit out of Bryce Dell. As a matter of fact, we could have gotten 2, actually. But here we go, 2, 3, 4. This is a good spot in the batting order to start heading on.
It sure is. Moats up, grounded to second his first time. Playing him straight away. They've been playing pretty much everybody else to pull.
Well, real important here, leading off the inning is whoever it is, it's important. But in the case of White, you've got such good speed. He's a base-stealing threat and high percentage of him coming around to score when he does get on.
Like to see these hitters, especially toward the top of the lineup, get a little more aggressive. Taking taking a ball and then taking another pitch.
Yeah.
And that's
Well,
what he did. Now, he is ahead in the count, 2-1. Time goes after one out of the zone down low, fouls it off. So it's 2-2.
Well, Robert, if you'd have watched them the first half of the season, you said they were almost too aggressive because they would go out of the zone a little bit but they've adjusted that a little bit, and yes, they are taking some good pitches, but they just at times have honestly hit it tough luck, and I think they.
Grounds one in third. Throw low, but dug out over there by Kiplinger. Good play by Jackson at third.
Teams, I don't know how you explain it, but there are times when we definitely see teams slump. I mean, they slump hitting-wise as a team. And right now, the Athenians are in that just a little bit.
First pitch to Hull, of course, up from the left side. Yeah, I was doing a little research, and batting average over the last few games is below 300.
Yep.
And that can get some hitters thinking about it. There's a strike. Nope, said missed it. Missed it inside, 3-0.
Well, this might be the first take signal of the day here.
And missed.
Walk on down there.
Yep, 4 pitches.
We have a courtesy runner here.
That's the first walk.
Resto.
Yep. Javier Resto will be the courtesy runner.
Good wheels. We need a gapper right here.
Well, again, of course, he can push it to that right side.
Well, here's a young man that has our only home run, actually, but we need to make sure he's maybe not thinking home run here.
I don't know what the high school rule is about being able to play a shift, but Capriva is as close as you can. And there's a base hit. So Resto's going to have to stop at second. But now the Athenians got something going, first and second with 1 out. And Jude Corsi, who had that infield hit, and they're going to run for Cale as well. Yep, Isaac Rogers, one of the 6 seniors on this Athenian team.
Jude got that line drive hit off the shortstop's glove the last at bat.
So hopefully that starts a streak.
We need to get a clean one here.
Patton on deck. See what Coach Brett Motes has up his sleeve here. Missed outside.
Well, I tell you, I'd like to see something through that wide open right side right there.
Wow, I've been looking at that all night long, and nobody's been able to punch it that way. A couple of the Athenian hitters have tried.
Jude probably didn't have to get out of the way of that one.
No.
Probably.
He could have taken that one. And I'm surprised that they're throwing him inside. Of course, they want him to pull. They're playing him to pull. Missed it, and now behind 3-0 again.
Yeah, well, we have to throw another take signal here.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think Corsi's going to be offering it this one.
No, Coach, well, look here. We're stealing. That's
Trying to, Resto was going after third on the 3-0.
That is really not a good play, even though they didn't pay any attention.
Well, it was a 3-0 count, so it ended up being a walk. And so now Coach Nance coming out to talk to his young pitcher, and he is going to be done. So the junior Bryce Capriva goes 2 1/3 innings. He's responsible for all 3 runners out there, 1 run on 4 hits so far. And I believe they brought in Gavin Hawkins from the shortstop.
I think you're right.
Yeah, it is. It is.
They have used a ton of pitching this year. Hawkins comes in with a record of 1-1, an ERA of 4.74, 10 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 18 runs, but only 7 of them have been earned. He has struck out 9 and walked 15 in those 10 1/3 innings. He's just a sophomore.
Well, here again, now we're in a position where we need the bottom of the order to produce.
Well, Patton and Underwood both got the bat on the ball. In fact,
did.
Underwood got the RBI.
Base hit.
And then Weimer, after that, got hit by a pitch. Farley with a sacrifice bunt.
Yep.
Set up the top of the order just fine with 2
Yeah.
outs, but
Ladies and gentlemen,
McDowell ended the second inning with a strikeout.
Number 3, Gavin Hawkins. Number 21, Brittany Capriva is now at shortstop.
Just a straight switch there.
Yep, straight switch.
Second base.
Hawkins to the mound. Capriva goes
Now batting the right fielder.
over to short.
Patton.
Playing in for the play. The plate net hit him.
Take
Great job by Patton. He was right up on top of the plate. So scoring from third will be Hall. Everybody moves up 1.
Tie ball game, Rob.
And the Athenians right back in this one, tied it at 2.
Now's the add-on time here. We need to
First baseman Caden Underwood.
take
Underwood,
advantage of
yep,
this.
for sure. Underwood drove in the first run with a single right up the gut into center field.
First and third in on the grass, Rob, and middle infield back.
Yep, playing double play depth, middle of the infield.
There goes
And that
the
one
backstop.
gets away.
Oh, my
Oh,
goodness. My goodness.
boy.
Yeah.
I said Hall score. It was actually Resto. And Rogers got caught looking
Yeah, sure did.
at third base.
I mean, in his defense, sometimes you cannot see that ball from that angle. You get blocked by the catcher and
Well, then it gets back in the shadows. Next one outside, good stop that time by Wiley. That's 2 balls and no strikes.
3-0 actually, Rob.
3-0. Wow, they got one ahead of me here.
Yeah, we're going to use a take signal again.
I think so. Yeah, we were already flashing it up here. So
That's 4.
and it's ball 4. That's the third 4-pitch walk of the inning. First one by Hawkins. All these runs coming across, being charged to Capriva.
The second
And now Weimer.
Weimer.
Weimer hit by a pitch in the second inning and was left stranded. Huge at bat. Outside, boy, Hawkins can't find the strike zone. He hasn't thrown a strike yet.
Well,
First pitch hit batsman, a 4-pitch walk, and now 1-0 to Weimer. Weimer,
tough situation for the young man to
Yeah,
come
it is.
into, though. I mean, it's bases loaded and only 1 down. It's a tough spot.
Athenians now on top 3-2 with the 2 runs here in the third. And only 1 hit. Missed again.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of help
2-1.
this inning.
Moats led off with a ground out to third, a walk to Hall, single by Corsi, walk to Jude Corsi. Hawkins misses again,
Yeah, 3-1.
3-1. Patton was hit by a pitch to bring in a run. Underwood then walked to bring in the second run of the inning. And Weimer way ahead, 3-1 here.
Runners watch the line drives here.
Next
Way
one missed
outside.
badly outside. Another run comes in for Crawfordsville. Patton moves to third, Underwood to second, and now Weimer, the base runner, at first. Still only one out.
Well, we're going to change again here,
Going to
Rob.
change again, Coach Nance. And it looks like Kiplinger is running in with the first baseman's glove. So we'll see what kind of switches we have going on here. We were talking about how many pitchers Western Boone has used. 13 different pitchers they've used, and it is going to be Kiplinger. Kiplinger's a junior. No record and no ERA in 3 appearances. He's pitched just 2 innings. 2 runs, but they were both unearned. Struck out 2 and has not walked a batter. So after the ground out to start the 3rd inning, 6 straight Athenian batters have reached base. 4 of them by walks, 1 by a hit batter, and then Cale Corsi with a single to left mixed in there. And Farley coming up. He'll be the first one to bat against Kiplinger.
May I have your attention? The new pitcher for
Western Boone's team ERA is 5.75. They've given up 128 runs, but only 84 of them have been earned.
Well, big a bat here for Dillon. This is a case where if you can't get another free one, you need to at least get the ball in play here.
Well, take a look at the infield. I mean, he bunted last time up. Good sacrifice bunt, and they are playing back. They're willing to give up a run to get an out.
But the only thing about that, you got to bunt the ball and keep it away from the pitcher. He's got an easy force out at the plate.
Right. You have to push it really hard down the third base line or down the first base line. There's a strike on the outside corner. Not a whole lot of velocity.
I was just going to say that's not hardly breaking the proverbial window there.
Way high and away.
Mercy.
Again, Weibo has used 13 different pitchers so far this season. Next one, he's going to ground it to the right side. That's going to score a run. Oh, and it's booted over there by Caprica. Everybody's safe on the air by the second baseman, Caprica.
This is about to be what you call a big inning, Rob.
Now batting the left.
That is 7 straight hitters that have reached base.
And we turn it over to the top of the batting order now.
Yes, we do. Dowell singled to lead off the first inning, struck out in the second. First pitch is a strike outside part of the plate. Still just 1 out. Base is still crammed full of Athenians.
Ooh.
And, Dowell had a nice poke at one, trying to push it through the right side.
Well, I think that was what you call the 8-ball in the side pocket next time, maybe.
Went right off the end of the bat.
Chalk it up a little bit there. But
Outfield straight away.
Hitter here.
Yep.
Ooh, that's going to be
Hits it straight up in the air. Foul territory. Over there is the third baseman, Jackson, and he hauls it in. So there's 2 outs. For Moats, who led this off by grounding to Jackson.
Now batting the third baseman, Wyatt Booth.
10th hitter to hit here in the Athenian 3rd inning, and a 5-2 Crawfordsville lead. All the runs earned. I mean, been walks, hit batters, few hits scattered in there. Moats has his chance.
Hey, we might have saw a take signal there. Nope.
Moats pops it up to the right side. It's going to be the right fielder.
Yeah, he's there.
Out there is Wyrie, and he hauls it in. That's the end of the Athenians' big third inning. They send 10 to the plate. They score 4 runs on just 1 hit. There was a 1-star error, and the Athenians leave the bases loaded. And Crawfordsville up 5-2 after 3.
Well, I guess credit the Athenians for taking what the Star pitching was willing to give them that inning, because we really didn't swing the bat that much, but did have the 1 base hit in the inning.
Well, leaving the bases loaded, now have stranded 6 runners in 3 innings.
Yeah.
Very busy Crawfordsville complex tonight.
There you go, yeah.
Softball going on. I think tennis is happening.
Well, I don't know. I kind of been begging a little bit for it's about time for him to put on a little Abbott and Costello.
Yeah, Abbott and Costello, absolutely. Need some who's on first.
Who's on first? Yes, sir.
Jacob Smith.
Saw a meme on Facebook once, and a guy with the last name of Who, H-U, was playing first base, and of course the caption was, "It has finally happened. Who's
Yeah.
on first?"
Yeah.
Top of the 4th. Cale Corsi to face the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Smith, the designated
Hit
hitter.
foul.
Lines one down the right side, foul, and that evens it at 1-1.
Really pretty good fastball. Got in on the hitter a little bit there, and late coming around, but no harm there.
Smith, a freshman, waited out a
Boy, that's fair.
5-pitch walk first time. Nice play out there by Patton as he runs down the line drive. And there's 1 away. So that will bring up Bryce Capriva.
The second baseman, Bryce Capriva.
Brother.
Yeah, you don't want to forget, Rob, that right field out there is still the Sun field, and a lot of those are not as easy as they look.
No, they're not. Waved at the first one, didn't get it. Struck out his first time back in the second. Of course, he working in a hurry.
Yeah, nice pitch.
That one looked like a changeup, and he got it on the outside part of the plate. Strike 2. Missed wide.
And maybe a little overthrow on that one.
Yep. He's just trying to blow one by him like he did back in the second inning. Just misses down low. So 2-2. Don't want to lose him like you lost Smith back in the second inning. Took a little bit off of it and pops it in
Same
to the
man.
right side, and Patton circles and grabs it. So 2 up, 2 down here in the 4th. So we move right along to Velasquez. Grounded to third his first time.
The left fielder, Marco Velasquez.
Velasquez, a sophomore. Tall kid.
Not that tall.
Not that tall, of course. He left that pitch up there. Wyrie, the right fielder, on deck. Hitting in the 9th hole. Next one misses as well. You know, I caught this doing a North Montgomery game that their right fielder plays right field in position 9, bats 9th, and he wears number 9. Mm-hmm. And here Wyrie's the same thing for Western Boone, except he wears number 12 on his uniform and he's on deck. So 3-0. There's a fastball right down the middle. Two outs, nobody on. Athenians up, swing and a miss. He had to go on 3-1. Payoff pitch, fouled. He'll get another shot at it. Well, I got my Cardinal hat on, Dan Welliver, and Cardinals are my team, and was sorry to hear Mike Shannon passed away this week.
Yes, he did, yeah.
Swing and a miss. Actually, foul tip, and Hull hung on to it. 3 up, 3 down in the fourth for Western Boone. Athenians lead after 3.5, 5-2.
You have Corsi for 5. Let's see, 5 or 6 strikeouts. Let's see.
1, 2, 3, 4. I got him for 5, I believe.
Okay.
Nope, I take that back. 6.
6, yeah.
Yep, 6 strikeouts.
Yeah.
Hit 1 batter and 2 walks.
Yeah, his pitch count could be a little better, but not bad. He's
Well, he hasn't given up a hit since that 2-run first inning.
well. Athenians need to add on here. We got A.J. Hall coming to the plate, and followed by Corsi.
Yep.
And we'll
And Patton, if anybody gets on. So the Athenians looking to add on here in the bottom of the fourth. Kiplinger back on the mound.
Lady Athenians about ready to go down, and it looks like a possible 5-inning ball game over here, trailing 17-5.
For
But
your Athenians, the catcher, A.J. Hall.
So here's AJ up from the right side. Also a senior.
I think AJ was thinking the same thing I was. Like, that's not going to really hurt.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt from Kiplinger, no. He's been nibbling all over the place. And 3-0. So Hall in the number 3 spot. Let's see if he's got a green light. And nope, he's taken. Took it for a strike. Head coach Brett Moats coaches down at third. Brett Welliver over at first for the Athenians. Takes one high, so there's a walk. Second time that Hall has been on via a walk.
See, got Resto back out to run there.
The courtesy runner at first base is number 10, Javi Resto.
5th walk given to the Athenians.
Now batting the pitcher, Kale Corsi.
Also had 2 hit batters, reached on an air, and 4 hits. Of course, he singled and scored. Well, he singled and then Javi came in to run for, well, Javi's run in, then Rogers came in to run for Corsi, and he ended up scoring. Corsi 1 for 2. And again, second baseman, Capriva playing way over by the bag. After a throw to first, Corsi up 1-0. Corsi tried to go to the right side, pops it up. That's going to be a long run. Tough play, but Capriva there can't handle it. Reached out the glove,
You know,
and that'll be a hit.
it's pretty. I was gonna say it's probably gonna go as a hit, and it is flashed on the board as such. I agree with that. That was a tough play of that young man.
So Corsi's gone both ways. He had a hit the left, now has a hit the right. And Rogers comes in as courtesy runner.
Corsi.
Stops and gives his brother Jude a couple tips. And the Athenians have something going here with nobody out. First 2 runners on. Kiplinger gets one on the outside corner, strike
See if
one.
this happens. I'm not really going to be too critical here, but this really is not a good play. See Western Boone holding the runner on first.
Yeah, with all that room
Yeah.
on the right side.
Well,
Well, and then, of course, he pulls one to left, so it makes him look good.
he's got a chance to catch
And
it, and
Jackson
he did.
does. He's a good third
Boy.
baseman.
Popping up that little soft stuff.
He has
Just-
made every play hit to him.
We're just not waiting on that ball. Those Corsi brothers, both same thing. They're just
Swung
too
early.
anxious. The ball, you know, it's almost like slow pitch softball here, and you've got to wait on the ball.
It is. Patton up. He's been on base and scored via hit batter. Grounded back to starting pitcher Capriva in the second inning. He's up with one away, and Athenians on first and second, both courtesy runners. There's one that gets away. Now Resto is going to take off. They'll both make it.
Good job.
Heads up base running there by the Athenians. Did not scored away that far.
Well, those are important bases, not just that you put 2 men in scoring position, but also to take yourself out of the forced situation out there, possible double play.
So Capriva moves back over toward first base a little bit. Misses outside, and it's quickly 3-0. A walk would load the bases for Underwood. And that's exactly what happens. Walk number 6 given to the Athenians hitters today.
Now batting the first baseman, Caden Underwood.
Get a good pitch, young man.
Well, he's a little taller, too. We've seen him on the basketball court. He might be able to take one of those high ones and put it as a good pitch for a strike.
May have had a take there.
That was the first time seeing Kiplinger. Underwood with 10 RBIs on the season. Before tonight, with that base hit and walk, he's already driven in 2 tonight. So he's up to 12 RBI on the season. Next one, and he's going to swing. And
infield fly.
it is an infield fly, and Kiplinger, the pitcher, is going to take it himself.
Just can't wait on it.
Yeah, with a pitcher like that, you got to be up in the box.
The second baseman, Kale
And
Probably would be a good technique to do that.
up in the box and really got to have your technique down to hit those high pitchers.
I think another thing is you got to kind of we're trying to kill the thing.
Yeah.
So, and you got to kind of think up the middle. Let's just drive it up the middle, and you'll have a lot better results.
Good point. And Weimer was also trying to do that. Evens the count 1-1. There's a shot way back in left field, and that's going to fall. That's going to score at least 2. And Weimer will be in with a 2-run double. Weimer's second and third RBI of the night.
Didn't hit it real hard, but had it in the right location there to get it down, and that's a good at bat there. We needed that.
Got it over Velasquez's head in left field. That's all you needed to do.
Oh my!
Ground ball to second. Capriva to first, and that takes care of the Athenians.
There were no errors.
That really, by Farley there, was not a bad job of hitting. He was trying to go the other way with it. Unfortunately, you notice the second baseman was playing over that time where he hadn't been.
Yeah, see where he hadn't been the whole game. Yep. Well, the Athenians leave 2. They get 2 runs on 2 hits. And up their lead to 7-2 after 4 innings. Well, let's hold them here and put a 5 spot on the board, and let's go home early.
There you go. I like that. Well, Cale Corsi on for his 5th inning of work here. So far, so good.
Well, they had 28 pitches through his first 2 innings, by my count.
Yeah, I don't know what he had there. He had a little more in the 3rd, actually, but
17, yep.
Leading off for the Stars, right fielder Luke Wiley.
And 15 in the 4th inning. So 60 pitches through 4. Of course, he has a little bit higher leg kick. And I notice even when he works off the stretch, the leg kick's a little high. But he gets it to the plate so quickly.
oh, there you go. Bang, bang.
Wiry takes 2 quick strikes. Flight out to right, back into second.
He swung. Yeah, I was going to say, it's the right call.
Yep, that's a strike.
Ball hit him, but he'd already swung the bat.
Yep, and he was, he was in the strike zone. So that will be counted as a strike.
Well, it doesn't even matter. If he swings at it, it can be out of the strike zone. It could have been right at his body, but if he goes through on the swing, it's a strike. So
And that's what happened. Strikeout number 7 for Corsi.
that'll play.
Pop foul to the right side. That'll be Underwood hauling it in.
That's efficient on the pitch count there.
Nothing wrong with the defense tonight, that's for sure, Dan.
No, they've made the plays tonight.
Grimes.
Haven't had anything too tough, but the one fly ball for Patton was not totally routine.
Corsi now over 70 strikeouts on the season. Averaging, this is his 8th appearance, 71 strikeouts, so he's right up about 9 strikeouts a game. Behind 2-1 to Grimes. Grimes singled in that first inning, had a sacrifice bunt in the 3rd. Of course, he misses high. 3-1. Athenians pretty much straight away. Moats in a little bit at 3rd against the left-hander. Good pitch on the outside part of the plate, 3-2. And he missed outside. Fastball he's been a little wild with to the left-handed hitters tonight.
Luke Jackson.
Yeah, he still needs to come a little more with his command of his pitches. He just seems to go a little bit. Looks like he's in rhythm. Then all of a sudden you can see he's out of it a little bit. And, I mean, that happens to all pitchers. Now he's not unique in that regard, but.
Well, it was specifically to the left-handers. He struggled with the fastball. Runner going, and the pitch sails over the head of the shortstop Corsi, but flagged down by Weimer, so stolen base.
Well, Athenians have had trouble with that all season, quite honestly. Pitchers don't really concentrate on holding the runners on all that much, and as a result, AJ a lot of times doesn't have a chance. So it's can't blame very many of them, honestly, on the catcher.
I'm really surprised, as good as Corsi is, that he hasn't. They're swinging a shot into the gap.
Down.
That is going to go to the fence. It will score Grimes from second base, and a stand-up double for Jackson.
So he's had a triple and a double.
And that's his third RBI. He's driven in all 3 of the Western Boone runs.
So there again, your base on balls is
And the stolen base.
one of the big enemies
The
there.
catcher, Cole Wiley.
So here's Cole Wiley. He struck out and walked. Jackson takes the lead off of second. Corsi will keep him close. Jude Corsi, that is, as Cale Corsi comes in. What I was starting to say was, as good of a pitcher as Cale Corsi is, I'm surprised he hasn't developed a sidestep on that working off the stretch. It's a good pitch for a strike. Play Wiley, the number 4 hitter, fairly deep in the outfield.
There's a second really good breaking ball for a strike.
He's going right after Wiley, and he's keeping it down. That one was way down. Good block by Hall. It's now 2-2.
I don't know whether that pitch might have been a cutter there, but 3 in a row that were off of the fastball. They may see one here.
Oh, and he launches one. Deep left field. That's going to be foul.
Oh.
Wow. Landed right in front of the 320 sign, but in foul territory in left field.
Looked like an inside fastball, maybe. And
It was inside and down, and he got a good piece of it.
Well, I would think maybe we'll go ahead and try to sell something off speed here, a breaker. There it was.
It was. Ooh, just misses outside. Makes it 3-2.
Hard one to take there.
Of course, he works in a
There
hurry.
it is.
There's
There
the
it
strike.
is.
Same pitch. And that takes care of Western Boone, but they get another run off of a walk and a double by Jackson. And just one hit, one runner left on base. 7-3 Athenians after 4.5 here, Dan.
Yeah, the Stars, got to be credited there. They came close to adding another one yet with that big drive down the left field line, but thank goodness it stayed foul.
20-pitch inning for Corsi that time.
Well, the difference in the ball game is the pitching. Cale's been pretty good. He's not been as good as we've seen him at times, but he's been keeping the ball pretty much around the plate and a lot of strikeouts, and the Stars have 4 base hits, but the Athenians only have 6 base hits, and that is because a lot of times they haven't been able to swing their bats. They're getting walked or hit, and so you're probably not going to get as many hits.
Well, this is the time to tee off against Kiplinger, who came on with 2 outs in the 3rd inning.
Well, if he will allow you, if you've been around baseball at all, you've seen this. A young man comes in, he doesn't throw the ball very hard. Anything even remotely around the strike zone just looks big. And you're swinging, and you're all of a sudden extending yourself. Plus, you're swinging at a ball that's much slower than what you're used to. So you have a tendency to get out in front, and we're popping balls up that are really pretty fat, but timing's off.
Looking at Dow, batter's box pretty much gone, but you can tell where it was, and Dow is up in the box. Reminds me of the old movie Rookie of the Year, where they do the lob pitch, and the batter's up there, and he sticks his tongue out and everything, thinks he's going to whack it, and he ends up whiffing. There's a line shot, hits the bricks over by the locker room. It's 1-1. McDowell with a single in the first, struck out in the second, fouled out to Jackson
right at
third, And a line shot and almost misplaying it
Another step in, and
was Grimes,
he'd been burned,
but
wouldn't he?
yep. Made a small leap and hauled it in, one down here in the fifth.
Now batting the third base.
For Moats.
Moats.
0 for 3 in the game, grounded to second, grounded to third, flied to right. Batted twice in that big third inning for the Athenians. And he tried to go to the right side on that pitch up and away and fouled it off. Battery of Wiley and Kiplinger. Kiplinger started the game at first base. There's a shot. Well hit over the head of the left fielder, Velasquez. Moats, very speedy, stands up with a double.
He 1-3 on that, Rob. He
did.
Burned it all the way, but good job of getting the ball in.
Boy, they've turned Velasquez all sorts of directions tonight.
We've had a number of games this year, Rob, where the wind was blowing out substantially. One like that would have been long out here.
Yep. Well, and the wind's actually blowing in.
Yeah,
What little breeze we have blowing in from left field. So here's A.J. Hall's been on base twice, both via walk. Popped out to short back in the first inning. He's got a chance to do some damage. Takes a strike. So again, another 1-0 count. Waiting on the next pitch. Next one, and he took it out of the zone. 7 hits for the Athenians, 4 for the Stars, and Crawfordsville leads at 7-3 here in the bottom of the fifth. Way up on the next one, 2-2. Make it 3-1. Moat stands on second after a well-hit double, about 340 feet away. There's ball 4. So now it's first and second.
Cale needs even though Cale's 2 for 3 in this ball game, if you remember his last one was really a pop-up, but, I don't know, we call it Texas League or whatever, but anyway, he didn't really put good bat on the ball. We need him to square one up this time.
Kane Reed, a freshman, is going to come in. Take the place of Kiplinger, who will probably go back to first base. So Reed on the season will become pitcher number 14 for Western Boone. He has not seen any action. At least at the varsity level. So that's something that Coach Nance has seen probably on the JV level. Comes more from the sidearm, as you can see in his warm-up tosses. Actually, it's not Kane Reed. It's Luke Cummins, another freshman. Thought it was 23 on the uniform. It's 27. Cummins has seen some action. No record. He has an ERA. Yeah, it's up there. He's only had 2 appearances. This is only his 3rd appearance. He is a freshman, as I mentioned. Just an inning and a third here at the varsity level. 4 runs, all of them earned. Has not struck out or walked any batters. So we'll see how he does against the Athenian cleanup hitter. What a spot to have to come in at. Got to face the Crawfordsville cleanup hitter.
Yeah, this is one of those tough things. I mean, Cale's got to be licking his chops and was watching the young man warm up. But, again, he's been a little anxious and a little out in front, so he just needs to stay back. He can provide enough power to get it over the outfielder's head if he'll let the ball get to him.
Resto, of course, is courtesy running for A.J. Hull. Of course, he swings, lines one into the gap. It's going to be right in front of Velasquez. Coming all the way from second is Moats, but now they got the runner picked off at second base, and Resto. Resto made the big turn at second. They cut the throw and made the play.
He got deked. Give the shortstop credit. He
Courtesy runner at first base is number 20.
made a little fake there, and we fell for it.
Now batting the shortstop, Jude Corsi.
So Jude Corsi will come up. Another run in for the Athenians, 8-3. As they bat here in the fifth. And a line drive and a hit. Everybody will just move up one base. Velasquez misplays it a little bit, but gets it into the infield. Be first and second, 2 outs.
We've been doing a little better. We front half of the season we made a lot of base running mistakes like that, and well, that one cost us a run, quite frankly. A base hit there was going to drive the runner in from second.
Well, Jude Corsi getting on track, 2 for 3 tonight, plus a walk. And he stands at first base.
Yeah, he's due. We're going to.
Not sure what they called. He swung.
Must have been catcher interference.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
Only thing I can see.
Now batting the first baseman, Caden Underwood.
Well, that's what we're going to call it. It's catcher's interference, and the bases will be loaded. For Underwood, has 2 of the RBIs tonight for the Athenians. A single in the first, walk, a bases loaded walk in the third. It's going to bounce one right to short. And it's bobbled, and everybody's going to be safe. Be a E6 on Hawkins. And a run scores.
The second baseman,
Rogers comes in.
Weimer.
First unearned run of the game. And Weimer comes up, had that big double the last inning. He was waiting for one to come just a little bit further inside, just ducked out of the way.
I'll tell you, I'll be honest.
Last minute.
I think I would have taken that one. That really wasn't going to hurt.
Nope. Bounces it foul on the next pitch. One, two, three, 4 hits in the inning now.
Yeah, we're loading up here.
They haven't put that catcher's interference up, but usually that's a base hit, isn't it?
Yes. No, the only reason I hesitate is I'm not reading high school scorebook or rule books, but certainly all the years that I played, which was 100 years ago, and coached, what have you. Well, let's see who takes charge here.
Weimer pops it into right.
Fielder better, and he did.
And Wiry hauls it in. I'm wondering if that ended up being catcher's interference or what that call was, but they didn't count it as a base hit, but the good guy's on top 9-3 going into the 6th. Dan Welliver will take us home.
Yeah, you give us a, I don't know.
We got 8 runs.
Surely we could hang,
we
hang with that.
on that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we're putting the ball in play a little bit, but we just still not driving the ball probably like we should. But after 5 full innings of play, the totals look like this for the Western Moon Stars. They have 3 runs on 4 hits, and they have 2 errors. Your Athenians with 9 runs on 9 hits and no errors. And Cale Corsi back out there, start inning number 6.
80 pitches through 5 innings.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's not bad.
We'll like that. Yeah. At 15, which is our mark we look at, he would have 75. So 85, right. He's right there.
course, he's gone all the way, and Western Boone has used 4 pitchers now.
A.J. Hall with a throw down. Ready to go here at the top of the 6th inning, and your Athenians protecting here, hopefully, a 9-3 lead.
Leading off for the Stars, the pitcher, Owen Kiplinger.
Yeah, of course, he actually had his highest pitch count for an inning in the previous inning with 20.
Well, here's the pitcher, Kiplinger, stepping in to the batter's box. He struck out both of his plate appearances, fouls this one off into the screen for strike 1. And Coach Welver out to have a word here with Mr. Corsi. Infield, Moats, Corsi, Weimer, and the young man down there is still number 4, Caden Underwood. Caden is one of several players, Rob, during the season has played multiple positions, and I think that's one of the strengths of this ball club is that it allows Coach Moats to kind of play little checkers out there and move people here and there. No balls and a strike. There's a pitch lined to right field in is Patton, and he can't come up with that. That's a base hit. Just did a pretty good job. Got a fairly good jump, frankly, and probably one step from making the catch, but that'll go as a base hit. So hit number 5 for the Stars.
The other one, after 3 hits in the first inning, they did not have a hit. In the second, third, and fourth, got a hit inning number 5, and I'll pick up hit here, and we also have a courtesy runner.
Didn't get his, I'm trying to pick up his number, Rob. I haven't been able to pick it up yet. Looks like a young man because he's not very big. No, Mr. Underwood is a very good sized guy, so we'll get that number here in a minute.
Well, I like that the major leagues has gone to the pitch clock,
Oh, yeah.
and at this level, you don't have that issue.
Well, the DH,
Usually.
Jacob Smith, steps in. He's 0 for 1. Walked his first plate appearance. Here's the throw to first. Young man dives in head first. Still won't turn around so I can see his number.
He doesn't want us to know.
Well. Here's the pitch. That's inside, and it gets him, and that'll be a free one. So, again, Cale just not kind of consistent with his command. Let's put it that way.
Looks like the courtesy runner is Jonathan Rutherford, a freshman.
Okay.
So he'll be down at second.
So, first and second, nobody out. Capriva to the plate. Bryce Capriva, he's playing second base still.
Looks like we got a pinch hitter.
Oh, you're right. Number 42, as a matter of fact.
One of the Stars seniors, Eli Duncan.
So Duncan in the number 7 slot. So a little bit of a threat here by the Stars in the top of the 6th.
Game's moved along pretty well. We're just barely an hour and a half old.
Yeah, it really has. It seems like we've had quite a few runners, and well, it doesn't run scored. Here's a square for a bunt. Oh my, I don't know what. Boy, I'll tell you, we didn't hold the ball. We had a tag, but we didn't hold the ball. But it was a low throw anyway. I mean, it was a tough dig out down there. So stolen base. So down by 6. Stars staying aggressive here. And I'm not sure whether A.J. just didn't have a grip on the ball, Rob. You notice he took an extra step before he let the ball go. And so it's second and third and nobody out.
They're still going to bunt.
Bunt. It's a good bunt. No throw. Yeah, he did make good job. Young man not a real burner going down the baseline there. I at first thought he was going to beat it out.
Well, good defensive play.
Well,
Corsi got to the ball, looked the runner back, and then also
Left fielder
Moats was coming in to back him up to make sure that that ball did not get by him and cause a run.
here's a pitch in there, strike to Velasquez. Marco Velasquez playing left field. Well, a little bit of a strange play, really, Rob. I mean, it was not a squeeze. Here's a line drive to center field. We're in on the hop, and that's going, well, we better not hold the ball out there. So a clean base hit by Velasquez, and that makes the score 9-4.
They're going right after Corsi. That is the
right fielder, Luke Wyrie.
he's not thrown more than 2 pitches to any hitter this inning.
You're right, and that was a good ball to hit, quite frankly. Here's the first and third, and they're going to run through, and we're going to just let it happen, as we probably should. So second and third with 1 down.
Well, Wyrie struck out on 3 pitches his last time up, and Cade's going right after him.
Yeah, he's down 0-2 right here. Yeah, Warry's 0 for 2, flew out to right field and struck out. Here's a swing and a miss, and so 1, 2, 3. Or is it good morning, good afternoon, and good night?
That's right. All right, sit down, as they
Whatever
say.
you like.
Yep.
Anyway, young man was swinging, though. So 2 down, that'll bring up to the top of the batting order, and Gavin Hankins. Hankins on the day is 1 for 2. He's got a base hit and been hit by a pitch. He came around to score the first run of the day for the Stars. Here's the next pitch. That'll be in the gap in the right center field.
Boy, that sliced right away.
So that's going to bring in 2 more runs. Hankins going to try step 3. We got to play. And he throws away. Well, okay.
Triple for the leadoff hitter, Hawkins.
I tell you, the Stars look really relaxed at the plate. I mean, they're taking good cuts. Corsi is just trying to get the ball over the plate. I think 3 of the pitches that have been hit this inning have been kind of right down the middle, and that one certainly was. But you still got to hit it, and they did that. So we're looking at a 9-6 ball game. Here's a pitch down and away. 2 outs, a runner at third.
That was the 97th pitch Corsi has thrown.
Here's the next pitch. That's also down. That's 2-0. Kale, I think, wanted that one, actually. Timeout. Batter steps out of the box. Now he's back in. Here's a pitch right down the middle. Now that was a get me over there.
But Coach Nance, the crowd was kind of reacting. Coach Nance came down the third baseline and let his batter have it the pitch before that.
And a miss.
I think he let a couple close ones go by. Even though there were balls, he was trying to get him to be aggressive.
2-2. Pitch taken off the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. There's a ball taken deep to center field, but the center fielder Farley's over, under, and has it for out number 3.
The Stars scored 3 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and 1 left.
So, Western Boone comes up with 3 more runs and swinging the bats, Rob. They really look pretty impressive. 3 hits in the inning, 3 runs, and pull within 3 of the Athenians. So,
Yeah, they sent seven hitters to the plate, and there was only 2 of them that made it past the second pitch.
yeah, as you mentioned, they were indeed very aggressive, and coach egging them on to be so, and I give them credit. And, I do believe Cale Coursey looking at a 6-run lead as he went into the inning, thinking, I just want to get the ball over the plate. And, Stars took advantage of that opportunity.
He did. He threw a lot of fastballs that inning.
Well, Athenians coming to bat here in the bottom of the 6th, 9-1-2. So let's see if we can add on here.
Been impressed with the bottom of the lineup today. That's 7, 8, 9 hitters. Been on base 7 times.
Leading off for your Athenians, the center
In 11 plate appearances.
Farley.
Well, here's the guy that made the fly ball catch to end the top of the 6th coming to bat here. Dylan Farley grounds it to third. Nice pickup at third, on to first base, out number 1.
Boy, Jackson is so tough over at third base.
And that, by the way, is kind of been a typical out as Dylan Farley has made this year. He's just sprayed the ball around the infield, can't seem to find the holes. I'll bring up the left fielder, Bryce Dowell. Bryce is yet to get a hit today. Here's a breaking ball that hangs inside, and Bryce is saying it hit him, and umpire saying, stay right there, young man.
I'll see it next time.
Here's a pitch swung, grounded up the middle and through for a base hit. So Bryce kind of on top of that one a little bit, but got it to the right spot.
Second time he's hit it right back up the middle for a hit tonight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I missed the hit. I think I called it. He had a hit earlier in the ball game. But,
The third baseman, Wyatt Boone.
all right, Wyatt Moats to the plate. Wyatt 1-for-4 with a double the last time.
Boy, he hit it a mile, too.
He did indeed. First pitch in there for a ball. Dowell away from first. Here's the pitch. Grounded foul down the third baseline.
There he went after a 1-0 pitch. We haven't seen that a whole lot tonight from the Athenians.
Well, I think here's a runner with a break, and Dowell should be in there easy. As a matter of fact, the catcher doesn't even offer. Stolen base for Bryce Dowell. I was going to say there, early this young man was super aggressive and kind of getting out of the zone a little bit, even though his batting average is great. And I think he's going to steal again. No, he's got to get back now. Ball popped up, the catcher has a play, and he drops the ball. So
That was swirling around a little bit. He circled around it, but
yeah,
fell foul.
probably a play he makes most of the time right there. But second chance for Wyatt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dowell was off to the races again and had it stolen, by the way. But pop up made him get in retreat in a hurry. Here's a pitch. Swung a line drive into left center field. That will not be caught. The ball goes through. It's going to roll to the fence. And a stand-up double and a RBI for Wyatt Moats.
So 2 doubles in a row after going 0 for 3.
Well,
The catcher.
see, here's the problem. When you're that good, you've lost some numbers off your batting order today. You're 2 for 5, but you still
You're
lost.
going up. You're right.
All right, A.J. Hall at the plate.
And we were talking about the pitch clock in the major leagues earlier, and usually don't have to worry about it at this
No.
level. But that pitcher for Frankfurt, Lopez,
There's a drive in his center field, but right at the center fielder who hauls it in for out number 2.
I was watching Frankfurt play North Montgomery last week, and Lopez, the pitcher for North Montgomery, he needed a pitch clock. That was a two and a half hour game. But you do what you need to get the win, and he got the win that night.
Yeah.
Frankfurt beat North Montgomery.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how many Lopez they have in the,
A lot.
but I know it's, yeah, I can say I know it's more than one.
Yeah.
Oh my.
That was a good pickoff play.
Wow, I don't know about that.
Wow.
The ball beat him, let's put it that way.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, well, that,
Definitely caught Moats leaning.
Wyatt's a good base runner, but that time, early in the year, we had a situation with left-handers. He about got him out to dry, but that was the first time in a long time they've had anything close on him. That one, boy, got him in a helmet, so of course he seems to be, I don't know, I'd say none the worse for wear, but
Well, the umpire has to do the
yeah. Check him out.
obligatory walk down to first base after being hit in the head. Going to have a courtesy runner anyway with Rogers.
So, Cale on down to first base, and Jude steps into the plate here with runners on first and second and 2 down. Chance for the Athenians to add on. They've got 1 here in the bottom of the 6th to make it a 10-6 ball game. Here's a pitch down.
Good to see Jude get back in the groove a little bit with his couple hits tonight.
Luke Cummings, a pitcher for the Stars.
Another freshman. This is a young team, just 4 seniors.
There's a line drive. That is going to get caught by the left fielder on a diving grab, and a nice play.
Well, he was due for a good play.
Well, you're right, but give Marco Velasquez credit on that one because he got a good break, came in and had to dive for the ball, and he brought it in. So tough luck for Jude, and that fits Jude. He's done that all year long. He's had plays made on balls that seem to be a base hit when they leave the bat.
Well, he certainly hit that one right on the button, and I thought he was going to get another hit, but it.
Well, the Athenians cross the plate one time, making it a 10-6 score, line score after 6. The Western Boone Stars have 6 runs on 7 hits, and they have 2 errors. Your Athenians with 10 runs on 11 hits and no errors. So we go to the 7th, and Cale Corsi back out to finish this one up.
Yeah, Weimer's in the pitch.
Oh, I'm sorry. I will correct myself. It is Cale, but
you're right.
It's Weimer.
Weimer.
Yeah, Weimer missed his start last night, and so got to get an inning of work here to try to finish this one out here in the top of the 7th. Well, Michael. All right. Hey, you look good. You look good in the old gym. Yeah.
I have your attention, the new pitcher for Crawfordsville is number 21, Cale Weimer.
All right, Cale Weimer being announced by
11, Cale Corsi is now at second.
PA announcer David Raynard, who I will tell everyone, he tells me he's found a lot of mushrooms.
He's found a lot of mushrooms.
Yeah. Well, he's down there off of Highway 236 south of Russellville, and got a nice place to hunt them.
Weimer comes in with a record of 3-1, a 3.46 ERA. He's thrown 28 in the 3rd innings. 16 runs, 14 of them earned. He struck out 43 and walked only 10. Pretty good ratio.
Here's the first pitch down. This is Luke Jackson at the plate. Jackson doubled his last time at the plate, and earlier had a triple, so he's 2 for 3 on the day.
Yeah, he's driven in 3 of the 6 runs.
Popped high, shortstop coming over and makes a great catch reaching back behind him. I'm not sure what happened there. That appeared to be Wyatt's ball, but Moats kind of backed off. I think he heard Jude calling back there, and Jude took charge.
You know what? Moats was playing in a little bit, and that allowed Jude Corsi to circle some, so maybe he had a better look at the ball.
He did. He did indeed circle. All right, one down there, and they'll bring up Cole Wiley. Swings and misses at the first pitch.
Well, this is a guy that Weimer should go right after. He struck out twice to Corsi. Really hasn't touched the ball as he walked it his other time.
Right there. Nice pitch at the knees. 0-2 now.
And he's doing just that, 2 straight heaters.
How about a fastball up? Ball popped up and out of play.
Kind of middle of the zone on the inside part of the plate.
Yeah.
I think he actually missed because AJ was set up outside some.
Yeah. You're right. Still 0-2. Here's the pitch up. Ball and 2 strikes with 1 down here in the top half of inning number 7. Here's a breaking ball. Swung on a miss for out number 2. So that was a good breaker there. And tell you, Weimer,
Owen Kiplinger.
I don't know whether people know that. Weimer and Corsi, velocity-wise, are almost identical. If you talk top-out speed, it's 88, 89.
That's pretty darn good for high school,
Yes, it
88,
is.
89.
But you still got to have something else, you know. There's a good fastball right down the heart of the plate.
Yeah, Kiplinger got that single the last inning, but struck out the 2 times before that.
There's a hot shot. Well, I'm not sure they may not call that. It was pretty.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're going to give him there.
I was going to say, Moat should have had that. He kind of olayed that one.
Exactly, Rob. That's why I say I would agree with the air. He's got to set
was
up
an
a little
effort.
better on that one, yeah.
That was an effort error there, or lack thereof.
Yeah, and the young man's played great third base
Oh,
on
sure,
the year, but
sure.
that was one not his best effort. So runner on first, 2 down. There's a pitch swung on and missed. Jacob Smith swings and misses.
Okay, Kale.
Jacob's actually 0 for 1. He's been on base twice, once with a walk and hit the last at bat. So
Down to the last
a
strike.
busy man here. All right, 0-2. Swung on and missed, and you can put that one in the books. So nice job there by Cale Weimer coming in relief of Cale Corsi. And the Athenians go to 6-3 now in the Sagamore Conference and 14-6 overall.
Well, that was a nice win coming back from last night's defeat. And they get win number 6. And this Athenian team, the Athenians have only had 3 conference losses the last 2 years, and they're at 3 losses right now. So
Yep.
winning streak may be on the horizon.
Well, they put themselves in the corner here, and I would say that unless they win out, it would be hard to be on top. Now, I'll soften that statement a little bit by saying because of the way the matchups are that are left, almost, I would say virtually, I see you'd say it a little more after Western Boone's win last night against the Athenians, virtually every team can beat every other team in the conference. I know Southmont's had a tough season, and but here's the irony of that. Southmont actually had Tri-West beat in game number 1.
Sure did.
First conference season, and kind of let it slip away. And you can't help but thinking, what if on that one? But anyway, that's the way it is. And your Athenians, we'll see how the other games have turned out this evening, Rob. And who knows what we'll be looking at after it's all said and done.
You never know.
Evening. And it's been a good time, Rob.
It has. Thank you for the opportunity.
Well, we really appreciate you coming in and working with us. Thank Justin for keeping us online again. And for the Athenians, as we said, another Sagamore victory. They're 6-3, and we'll see you soon on the web. Athenians playing away this weekend, actually, and so we're next week. Actually, our game night will be Tuesday, so we'll be on web Tuesday night, and that'll be a very important conference game. So until then, this is Dan Welver for Rob Lee saying good evening and good Athenian baseball.